it got bad after I broke up with my ex. Like, I was just actively sleeping around, and by the influence of pornography, I was just like keep on dating, sleep around, because I was just so broken after my past relationship. So I start picking up all the bad habits. I smoke, I club, I drink, you name it. When I broke up with my ex already, I was actually become a bisexual. I was just sleeping around with girl and guy. For me, it's like sex and love is different. You know, it don't have to go hand in hand. I was born in a Buddhist family. My family is a very staunch Buddhist. A lot of my family members, they are actually serving in a temple. So since young, I was actually quite influenced by the culture. When I was 6, I actually found out that my dad cheated on my mom. Of course, back then I don't understand what does that mean. So I just tell my mom that blah blah blah, daddy's hang out with this blah blah. Then eventually things broke out, and they have a bad fight. Obviously, my dad's side, they hated me, and yeah, my mom's side also, somewhat, because she just their little princess, you know. So they are like, if I wasn't the one that tell my mom will not find out, so she will be living in a like little bubble or something. So I will somewhat become an outcast in my family. So I don't really experience a lot of family love back then. And back then I really thought it's my problem, because everyone was like, if you never do this, if you never do that, then your family wouldn't get into this kind of situation. And I believe that. I will just keep hearing about my family say, you know, you don't even supposed to be born, this and that, all this kind of bad stuff. So I have no one to talk to. I have no friends. Yeah, then it just only get worse. I start to like self-harm. I start to just thinking of like taking my life away. I was like, why is this life so hard? Like, why is there so much burden? And I'm like, if I'm a mistake, why am I even here? When I was 10 or 11 something, I slowly got into like depression. Not a lot of people realize that. So fortunately, when I was 14, I have a counselor in my school, like kind of spotted me on. Then she talked to me, and that's the first time I opened up myself to a stranger. Yeah, I would tell her, and she see like so much brokenness in me, and she's like, you know what? Even your family don't love you. Even no one like really accept for who you are. There's a person that love you regardless of what happened to you. His love doesn't change just because of who you are or where you're even from. So that's the first time I kind of like interact with, or should I say encounter Christianity. I'm like, wow, this God, I'm not really familiar with it. Like, because back then, my God is, if I did something wrong, I'll get punished. Even though I don't really understand Christianity, but I just slowly, my depression just got better. Yeah, and even at some point, like my teacher will actually pass some of the students, like who actually having the same issue. They will come and speak to me. I will just like share my story with them, and I didn't know that God is actually using my story as a testimony back then. After I graduated from my secondary school, I just backslided, because she's my only source of Christianity. She's the only one that I can ask about it. One day, one of my friends just brought me to his church, and that's the first time I enter, or like physically enter into a church. During a sermon, I was like, wow, there's so much peace and love and acceptance that I never get to experience before. I'm like, people here are like just so nice, and I want to be like planted there. So my friend brought me to the pastor, and I actually tell the pastor I want to get baptized. And she's like, wow, like that's good. Like, are you a Christian? Is your family aware about it? But because I never tell her about my family background, so I was just like, nah, there's no point asking my parents, because they were not allowed it. she was just like, do you know like there's a basically talking about 10 commandments. Like one of the greatest commandments is honor your parents. She's like, if you are not honoring your parents, then I can't just baptize you just like that. Because there's no point if you don't want to follow what God teach. What she mean was great. Because she's teaching me something that I have to learn. But because I was so broken, I was like, I take it as a rejection instead. What I understand about Jesus is the person that accepts me for who I am. But suddenly when I come to his house, I got rejected by the pastor instead. So I just like, nah, it's okay. Who need God anyway? I mean, yeah, that's when I stray away from Christianity. Because of my family situation, so I didn't get to like pursue my further study. So I have to actually come out and start working and be my economy like pillar in my family. And the thing just doesn't get better. It doesn't get better at all. So I was just like, and my friend actually like came to Singapore. Then he asked me, why not just come out and try? Maybe there's opportunity for you and it's easier for your family. Like it might help your family as well. Then I go and seek for my mom opinion. I asked her like, oh, actually I wish to try to go Singapore and explore. And for me also, like I was thinking of taking a breather, like just taking a steps away from my family. When my extended family found out this thing, they will just try to talk down on me again, and all the things just don't want me to go away. Like it was like, what if you go there and you fail? You know you can't do nothing. There's nothing you can do. You can't even speak English, and nobody's gonna understand you. You have no educations. Who's gonna hire you there? What if you fail, you come back? Are we supposed to like take you as our responsibility again? It hit me hard. I realized that this is not the family that I want. This is not the family that I'll be like growing in. So I decided to start saving again. Like start saving everything, do all my best to start saving, and I just sell away all my stuff. Like close my bank account without my mom knowing. When I was 21, Then when I was 22, I just bought a one-way ticket to come to Singapore, and I only tell my mom like a night before I fly to Singapore. She would just thought like I'm traveling or whatever. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna be back anymore. Like since there's no place for me in this family. She broke down, she cried, but I just don't care. When I was 23, that's when I met my ex-girlfriend. She know about my family background, and she's actually she's like, I will let you know what's love, like in a way, but like whenever we have off day break, like off day or like any PH, I was actually going to spend time with her family, and her family really loved me like their own. And that's the first time I was like, wow, like is this how a family feels like? Like they will check on me, they will actually like always talk to me and care about my well-being. In me, I was just like, okay, after 3 years, if I'm able to date my girlfriend for 3 years, I'm gonna marry her. Like the family actually planned a Korea trip. Then I was actually planning to like propose her there. But during the trip, we have a little argument because of there's an amount of money that missing in my bank, and she's actually noticed that. Then she asked me why this and that. Then I couldn't like find an excuse anymore. Just tell her, oh, actually I was planning to propose to you. I was going to give you a surprise, and the reason why my money is missing because I bought a ring. Then she told me she's not ready yet. I'm like, sure, doesn't matter, it's okay. I mean, I will just wait. It's already 3 years anyway. When we came back from Singapore, everyone was so confused. Like, I thought you are going to propose. Like, why is that not happening at all? Then I just let them know. They're like, it's fine, it's alright. We are really like family anyway. But slowly things just get weird. Like, she will like hang out, seldom come home. Then one day she just come home like wasted. Then I'm like, it's fine, I'll just take care of her. And then there's someone keep texting her. I thought it's her friends that want to check on her whether she's okay. I replied with her phone, and I found out she cheated on me. I was devastated. I was like, what just happened? Like, is that even real? I was just spending the whole night, never sleep, just trying to find out which part did I do wrong, or is it not enough? Suddenly all the enemy lies just kick in, or the voices just kick in and tell me that because you are the one who destroyed your parents' marriage, you don't deserve a good relationship. So I start to shut down. I don't express my emotion. I even go to work right after. My company actually, they wanted to give me a 1 week off, like a broke up off. Yeah, wow. But I refuse to rest because I don't allow myself to really sit down and think about it, because I know that I will just keep crying. Like, I have no one to talk to. I feel like no one understand. But that's when God slowly showed himself into my life again. One of the day when I just serving my customer as per normal, I'm the front of the house because I like to talk a lot. Yeah. She saw me like wearing a cross. Funny, I wasn't even a committed Christian, but I just feel like, oh, it's nice, I'll just wear it. And she looked at the cross, she asked me whether I'm Christian. I was like, nah, I'm not. And then she just looked me into the eyes and tell me, do you know Jesus love you? I'm like, sure. Like, why are we going there? But then the next day, same things. It's by a different customer. Because back then, like my cafe, we actually selling a drinks, which is we are using like berries to use like ice water to drip through. So it's like a cold brew, but it's like a berries tea. But somehow, somewhat, it's like a wine process. Then the lady was like, oh, this is interesting. Do you know the first miracle that Jesus performed is turn water into wine? And I was like, yeah, I guess. Then she just looked me into the eye. Do you know Jesus love you? I'm like, hold up, are y'all from the same church or what? Because totally different person. I was like, okay, maybe they are doing some outreach thing. Back then I don't really understand how it goes, all these things. So I was like, yeah, okay, sure. Same things. I will just brush off the conversation. Just want to run away from it. It got bad after I broke up with my ex. Like, I was just actively sleeping around. When I broke up with my ex already, I was actually become a bisexual. Yeah, I was just sleeping around with girl and guy. For me, it's like sex and love is different. You know, it don't have to go hand in hand. But because during that time, right, I was so active on dating apps. Because I was just so broken after my past relationship. So I start picking up all the bad habits. I smoke, I club, I drink, you name it. Yeah, I would just feel like I was just trying to do things and find something that can fill up the hole in me. There's something's missing. Yeah, even I go then get tattoo a lot. Like, just try to like remind myself that I can still feel pain. So I'm still alive. There's one girl just was like, yeah, I think we should meet up. I'm like, sure, let's meet up. Then she's like, why don't we go to church? I'm like, I'm like, okay, I don't know where it's going, but sure. I mean, since I never attend any church in Singapore before. Because back then, the church that I attend back in Malaysia, Penang, is a Methodist church. So they are quite dim, just singing hymns. But when I come here, everyone is so on fire for God. Everyone was praising, dancing around. I was just like, no, this is too much for me. I cannot take it. I just tell her that maybe we should look for another place. I don't think this suits me at all. We just keep hanging out, but we never go to church. But because I was just so bored, and I feel like starting to have commitment for meeting her, so I decided to go to her instead. And I met another girl on another dating apps. She asked me, oh, you're Christian? I'm like, yeah, I'm a Christian. I'm like, but she's like, okay, are you like planted in a church? Like, are you even serving? I'm like, nah. I'll just give her all the excuses just to brush it off, the conversations. I just don't want to go deep with it because I don't want to expose myself. And I just say like, I don't need to go to church because my relationship with God is enough. I don't need other people. Then she start her little preaching sessions. She's like, no, this is not how God created us. Like, we need a community because we are meant to be in a community. We shouldn't do life alone. Because we did, like, with our friends, they were actually able to act as a mirror to reflect each other, and we can grow with each other. And I'm like, I don't think it works that way. I don't really believe in that. Then she asked me to like pray about it because she wants someone that is equally yoked. And I'm like, sure, I'll pray about it. But she's like, no, pray it over the phone. I'm like, huh? But sure. But long story short, I will just pray, God, I want to know you again. Find me a place that feels like home. If I ever go to any church for 2 times, I'll be planted there. I'm quite confident that I will never go to church for 2 times, the same church. So, yeah. I said it, but I just don't mean it. I don't see it as a prayer. I just find it's a way of impressing her. Then I was like, okay, let's meet up. Then she's like, no, we'll see how it goes. Then like, okay, another weird Christian girl. I ghosted her also. Cause 6 months after, I was just carrying our new person bag, the new person tote bag from Kingdom City. Although I don't like the church, but it's my one and only tote bag, and I just like, it's convenient. Why not? Then one day when I'm in a hawker center and tapao my food, suddenly I heard someone just shout across the table like, "Wow, look at that bag, so nice!" I'm like, who is this guy? I just turned over. I saw, oh, it's my pastor from that church, Pastor Andrew. And then he asked me, where do you get the bag from? I'm like, oh, I actually came to Kingdom City before. Then he was like, oh, you know? I'm like, you know who am I? I'm like, yeah, you are the pastor from that church. But I don't really like that church. I just start saying a lot of nasty stuff to him. Just try to like push him away. But he is so persistent. He's so like resilience. So he was like, don't worry, we have another pastor from our another campus. He's gonna bring a new words, and your life will be refreshed. Your life will be renewed. I just look at that pastor. It was Pastor Matthew. So I'm like, nah, I don't think it works that way. You know, even though my Sunday changed, when the start of Monday, I would still feel like it will just go back to normal. Go back to square one. Like, nothing's gonna change. Even I show no interest to go into the church. He give me his number and just like, you let me know if you want to come to church. Give me a call, drop me a text, I will chop you a seat. And it was a Saturday night. When I'm on my way home on the bus, suddenly the voice came back. Aren't you just pray that if you ever go to any church for 2 times, you'll be planted there? Now I sent 2 pastors from that church and you are still rejecting them. I was like, still denial, you know. Although I can hear the voice very clear, because when I was all alone back then, that's the only voice that keep me alive. But I want to prove that voice wrong. Like, you are wrong this time. Nothing's gonna change. So I just challenged the voice. I was just like, you know what? I will go to the church tomorrow. I will prove you nothing's gonna change. I dropped Pastor Andrew a text, and he was so surprised that I will reply him immediately. And he's like, sure, I will get you a seat tomorrow. I asked him about baptism, because I was rejected once, and I want to prove that all pastors are the same, like all Christians are the same. I was just like, I expressed my interest to get baptized. I was expecting a reject, but Pastor Andrew was like, if you are serious about it, I will baptize you tomorrow after the service. I was so shocked. I didn't know it works that way. Fast forward, the next day, I was attending our 11 a.m. service. And the moment I reached the church, Pastor Andrew was there at the foyer. Then he saw me. He was so happy that I would actually show up. Then he brought me in. People are still same. They are so welcoming. But not something that I'm okay with it. They're so welcoming. People hug me, people high five me. I'm like, okay. And I want to hide a corner. The moment when I sit down and I want to like get myself settled in and listen to the sermon, but when I look at the screen, I was just so like, wait, what? Because the screen, like our church tagline, it really feels like home. It's our church tagline. It's literally what I've been praying. Like why I just prayed, like, like 5 minutes feels like home. I'm like, wow. God, if you are real, just let the sermon speak to me. And Pastor Matt Fielder is the one who preached the word. And he's preaching about prodigal son. It's about a father with 2 sons. And there's one, the younger son is like, take away all the like father possessions and just go and enjoy his life. And he finished everything, he came back. He just asked for a roof to be on top of his head. He even don't mind to be a servant, to be a slave in his own family. And the dad was like, what are you talking about? You're my son. I love you. No matter, nothing changed. And they rejoiced. The father even threw a party for the son. And I feel like, oh, I am that son that I've been away from God for 10 years. And everyone is so happy, so rejoiced that, oh wow, that's not something that I know. And that day I give my life to Christ. And Pastor Andrew was just sharing my testimony on the stage. Was like, I met this guy in a hawker center and he decided to get baptized. If anyone were to get baptized, we would do it together. And there's another 3% just raise up their hand. And we all just got, because it's so last minute and we are not prepared. Like there's no time to prepare at all. But praise God, there's someone offered their place and we got baptized at the pool. When I was young, I nearly drowned twice. Even when I shower, I couldn't even close my eye, because the moment I close my eye when I shower, I would just feel suffocated. The scene just brought me back to this drowning scene. But Pastor Andrew prayed for me, and the moment he pushed me into the water, the moment I amen, he pushed me into the water. It just few seconds, but I feel like I'm dead inside. When I come up from the water, I feel like a reborn. Everything just looks so bright. Even a heavy weight on my shoulder lift off. I feel so different. I feel like, wow, I just break free from something. I was like, this is so cool. And that's how I decided to make KM City my home. We have a disciple course, we call it Greenhouse. And I wanted to get to know more about my faith. So I took on wholeness. During the entire year, when I was studying about wholeness, God just slowly unfolded my life. And finally, everything started to make sense. The voice that in my head, it was God. It is always been God. And I just thought it's my imaginary friend. And even got a few times when I got abused, God just bring me back to the scene and asked me to speak to my younger self. Do not be worried. You are loved. There's a person that has been always here for you. And I kind of feel like my younger self just scatter and disappear. And I feel like there's some part of me is missing, is slowly coming back. God even gave me a new identity while I'm slowly learn how to forgive my family, because I was struggling so much unforgiveness. Back then when I share my testimony, even it's powerful, but people were just like, you have to forgive your family. I'm like, I am. I'm good with my family. I just don't have to think about them. I just don't have to look at them. I'm okay with them. But I didn't know there's so much hatred, so much unforgiveness in me, especially towards my dad and my uncle and my grandfather who actively abused me back then. When I'm going through the forgiving sessions, 2 of my friends actually prayed for me and they recommend me doing a devotions about forgiveness. I was like, sure, I will try it. I'm not sure how it works, but I'll try it. I want to let go of all the things because I don't want my past trap me and stopping what God has for me, like in the future. The first book that Devotion used is the book of Matthew. It's about Peter asking Jesus, how many times do I have to forgive my brother? He keep wrong me. Basically just, he keep offends me. Is 7 times enough? And Jesus was like, is 70 times 7 times. I was just like, how can you just you have to basically forgive them whenever you see them, whenever you think of them. And then slowly God just revealed all the things, and what really broke me down and I really let go of that is when Pastor Jemima preached about when Jesus was on the cross, everyone crucifying him, people just spit on him, making fun of him, mocking him. But the only things that he asked God is forgive them, for they do not know what they're doing. If Jesus can forgive people who are persecuting him, why should I hold grudge on the people? And because my grandfather and my uncle has actually passed away, they have been long passed away. I'm like, why I even hold on grudge on someone that is already passed away? And the day I let go, I decided, okay, God, you lead me, you teach me how. I don't know how to do all these things, but you teach me how. And then eventually I forgive them. At the moment I forgive them, God gave me the first vision that I saw my family serving in church. And then last year, my mom actually organized a family trip. Yeah, the moment when I reached Taiwan, I would just have that kind of very complicated feelings because I was so scared that I spent my money all the way here. I just don't want to spend my money here just to fight with my family, Then what for? But when they saw me, they were just so happy. They were just so happy. I'm like, oh, wow, this is not something that I'm aware of. Like I'm not. Yeah, basically I don't know why, but I thought it's just because we have been 5 years never meet each other, so it's normal. But after 3 more days, everything went back to normal again. Like we will be fighting or whatever. I was just expecting the worst. My mom actually checking on me, asked me, do you have any new tattoo coming up? Because she's so against me getting tattoo back then, but she know that's one of my passion. Then she asked me, oh, do you have any tattoo? I'm like, nah, I never get any tattoo anymore. Then she asked me why. I'll just tell her. I was like, oh, it's not good. It's actually very spiritual than we think. Then she's like, how so? Then I will just don't know. I'll just feel like, okay, maybe this is the opportunity. I can tell my mom about my testimony, which is the part that she has been missing. After that, I tell my mom the story, everything. She broke down and she apologized to us. And for the first time, everyone just broke down, everyone just cried. Because I reconciled with my sister reconciled with my mom also. She finally understand. Because my mom actually explained to us, actually I do notice that y'all have depressions, but because it's so much on me, and I have no choice but to deny it. So I don't have to think about it. And we finally understand what's going on. Because we are just live on assumptions. We always assume things in our own thoughts. Since then, my family structure just changed. Now my family group is just constantly, they are just talking, they are just chatting each other. Everything just, feels so different. After I shared all my tragic story, then I actually tell her that how God actually come into my life during my brokenness. And then she started to question a lot. One of the days actually Sunday. Then my mom asked me, are you going to church? Are you planning to go to church? I'm like, yeah. Then she asked me what time and asked me on the venue. Then I asked, so are you gonna come with me? Then my mom is like, we'll see how. She never said much. But for me, I just believe that there's a seed planted. Yeah, so I'm just believing that she will come to Christ soon. Whenever I think of my testimony, whenever I share my testimony, there's always one verse that comes out. It's about Joseph. He's basically, regardless what he's going through, God is always with him. And he went through so many things, up and down. When I look back, it's It just it spoke to me because my life is literally just up and down, up and down. And what really moved me the most is when he said that when enemy meant for evil, God will turn it for good. And that's how I realized that God actually has been using all these things. He allowed me to go through all these tests to build the testimony. Not just to show that how much I've overcome, but to show that how faithful He is. Even when I reject Him, even when I run away from Him, and He's still willing to leave the 99 and come for the lost one. Yeah.